Good evening. Welcome to our presentation on the lyric genre. Our group consists of Mayreli Nicole Olivares, Stephanie Esteves de la Cruz, and your host, Noelia Garcia Santos. In this exposition, we'll be introducing a brochure about the lyric genre, where we invite you to join us on a journey through the diverse and expressive world of poetry. And poetry, as a captivating literary form, unveils various styles and structures that allow poets to articulate emotions, thoughts, and stories in extraordinary ways. Will we unravel the complexity of poetry interpretation, where words transcend where mere meaning, and in turning with sounds to point vivid image. So join us to this listed literary adventure.
Lyric genre is the first instance. It is important to know what lyric is. It is nothing more than a literary genre in which the author transmits subjective feeling, emotions, or thought in relation to a specific person or subject of inspiration. The lyrical genre is expressive mainly through poems, and the poem is made up of certain numbers of verses that are grouped together throughout stanzas. The lyrical genre is one in which the author expresses his emotion or feelings in verse or prose.
History. It was the ancient Greeks who accompanied lyric with the sound of the lyre, an instrument very similar to the harp and other musical instruments. The objective of accompanying the text musical was so that the reader could connect with the most intimate emotion of the reader. Lyrics are the traditional name for what we modernly call poetry. Although their ancient origins were more linked to singing and music than to contemporary literary composition, and they cover different types of singing that today we consider a separate genre. It is in India where the oldest lyrical text is found, called the Rig Veda. Found around the 15th century BC, this text contained a collection of hymns and related works addressed to the gods. Later, other authors such as Sophocles, Aeschylus, Orpheus, and Euripides appear, who continued to cultivate the genre and stood out as precursor of what would later become the literary world.
Now we are going to explore the different types of poems. And the first one is free verse. In In this one, we can see that it's like total freedom in poetry, unlike poems with strict rules. It doesn't have to rhyme or follow a specific rhythm. Poets can be creative with the line length and structure, expressing emotions and thoughts naturally. In free verse, we can see that the poet's voice is essential, leading readers through a personal experience or personal expression without strict rules. It's like having a genuine conversation through poetry, showing the complexity of human thoughts and emotions. The first example we can see of the free verse is the next one. In the quiet of the night, whispers of the wind, unchained words dance freely. No contains to bind, a symphony of thoughts and unrestricted flight. And in the realm of the free verse, where emotions alight.
Now, one example, one type of lyric genre is song lyrics. Song lyrics represent a unique function of a poetry in music, creating a dynamic and impactful form of artistic expression. Lyrics, when divorced from their musical accompaniment, often read like standalone poems. However, when combined with melody, rhythm, and harmony, they become a powerful medium capable of evoking profound emotional responses. Song lyrics encompass a wide range of themes, from love and heartbreak to social commentary and personal introspection. The poetic quality of lyric lies not only in word but also in their synergy with musical elements, enhancing the emotional resonance of the message. Through songs, artists can weave narrative, tell stories, and capture the stages of a particular moment in time. And now one example of the song lyrics from Imagine by John Lennon. Imagine there's no countries, it isn't hard to do, nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace.
Sonnet. A 14-line poem traditionally written in iambic pentameter with various reed schemes. Common types include the Petrarchan or Italian sonnet and the Shakespearean or English sonnet. For example, of sonnets, shall I compare 3 to a summer day? 2 are more lovely and more temperate. Throw wind to shake the darling boots of May, and summer less held out to short a date.
Haiku, a traditional Japanese form with 3 lines and a 5-7-5 syllable count, often focused on nature and capturing a specific moment. For example, a frog jumps into the pond. An all-silent pond. A frog jumped into the pond. splash, silence again.
Limerick. A 5-line, often humorous poem with a distinctive rhythm and expected meter and rhythm scheme, using AABVA. Example of a limerick. There once was a man from Peru. Part A. Whose favorite color was blue. Part A. He painted his wall. Part B. Walls, sailing, and balls. Part B. And his cat and his dog too. Part A.
Acrostic. A poem where the first or last letter of each line spell out a word, message, or the alphabet. For example, of acrostic, graceful as a blowing rose, radiant beauty that straightly glow, inspiring all who come close, nature masterpiece everyone knows.
Concrete poem. A poem in which the words are arranged to create a visual representation of the subject. For example, dreams illuminate the night.
Elegy. A mournful of reflective poem, often written in memory of someone who has passed away. Example of elegy. In the hush of twilight, memories unfold. A melody of sorrow tells of time untold. Your abscess issues in the quiet breathing. An elegy of love whispered among the trees.
Ballad, a narrative poem often set to music that tell a story, typical about folk legends or romantic tales. For example, come gather round and he this tale of kind and maiden brave and free in a distant land where castle stand, a ballad sung across the sand.
Ode, a lyrical poem that expresses strong emotions and often praises a person, thing, or abstract concept. For example, Ode to the Moon, in the velvet sky, thy silver wings in ancient night, a celestial dance, a timeless swoon, in the luminous embrace, dreams at noon.
Biennial, a 19-line poem with a specific structure consisting of 5 tercets, 3-line stanza, followed by a final quotation, 4-line stanza. It has a unique rhythm scheme and often repeats 13 lines. An example of this is, do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and trade at close of day. Rage against disdain or delight of the light.
At the end of this work, in conclusion, understanding the diverse literary genres present above provide us with a clear and concise insight into lyrical genres. for its majestic tone and style. Regarding the lyrical genres, it is a facet of literature that is at times overlooked, yet it serves as a powerful means to express emotion, stimulate the brain, and foster logical thinking. By encompassing these through literary genres, learning engage in a complex cognitive activity involving the construction of meaning, interpretation, attribution, and the recognition of element, form, and relationships. Literary genres play a crucial role in encouraging learning to unfold through the interconnect real of knowledge and linguistic skill. This in turn contribute to the development of a spectrum of ability, including those related to communication and pragmatism. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of the night. Bye bye.